Well, good morning, YouTube. It has been a hot minute since I have sat down to film a video like this, but also just to film a video in general. So hello, how's everybody doing? I know it's been a while. When was the last time I uploaded a YouTube video? I don't remember. Let me check on my phone. The last time I uploaded a video was July 4th. So hi, I just thought I would sit down and make this video, kind of update what I've been up to. It's been a busy 2.5 months. So that is mostly why I have not been filming videos, but also I have not been feeling very creatively inspired to make YouTube videos recently, just because I've kind of been doing the same thing every day, and I was just like, I feel like it's getting a little bit boring content on my channel. Like, I want to be doing something interesting, but there's still a pandemic happening, so I'm not leaving my apartment all the time. So that's kind of why I was like, I'm gonna take a step back for a little bit and focus on the work stuff that I need to be doing, because things just got a little bit crazy. So let's get into all of that. July and August and the beginning of September. I got very busy with a lot of work stuff with Let's Eat Grandma and lots of resume clients, which is great. Good to be doing a lot of work, which is awesome. My clients have been really nice lately. Pretty easy to work with, which has been awesome. Writing them good packages and getting reviews and all that kind of stuff has all been very, very good. That was taking up a bit of my time, since I just kind of got a lot at the same time. Another big thing that has been taking up a lot of my time has been these classes that I mentioned in a video, well, a couple videos actually. I started taking classes with Marguerite Derricks, who is the choreographer for the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, in June, and I've been taking 2 different classes with her. One of them is called Small Group Live, which is more of a dance class. It's like a group of 25 people in the class, and then you each learn the combo ahead of class, and then you perform it on the day of class performance. You do it in class via Zoom on your own, and then you get individualized feedback. The other class I've been taking is called Triple Threat, which is 10 to 15, more like 15 to 20 people in the class, and you're doing different acting stuff and dance stuff and things like that. You're doing different kinds of material in this class and presenting it the same kind of way, individually, one-on-one, and then you get more feedback. This one has a little bit more like industry type specific things in it, as well as like acting and things like that. So those classes have been taking up a lot of my time, which has been good to be getting back into classes, to be able to do stuff like that, because I have been wanting to do more dance classes and more things like that, as well as more acting classes. One, they're traditionally extremely expensive, specifically acting classes, so this one has been a nice way to kind of get back into that kind of sphere without spending so much money. But 2, time has not been on my side recently with wanting to take a lot of dance classes, so this is the one these 2 classes have been the ones I've been focusing on doing mostly, because also the dance class, the Small Group Live, is a dance style. Marguerite Derrick's dance style is a bit different from anything I've ever really done, because she does a lot of like stuff from the 50s and 60s, and then like very competition style jazz and lyrical, which is something I am not trained in pretty much at all, unless I'm taking the classes. Like, I don't have like the technique for doing like split jumps and tricks and things like that, and lots of floor choreography, so my body has been in a lot of pain from that. And the 3 most recent classes for the Small Group Live, which is the dance one, have all been more contemporary jazz, competition style, lyrical choreography. So it has been taking up a lot of my brain space to like try and get all of the details in that choreography and practice it throughout an entire week, as well as doing resume work and filming TikToks and relaxing and doing background work and all the other things that I've been busy doing. So those classes have been really good. Yeah, they definitely just take up a lot of my time, especially also with the Triple Threat class. We've been also doing some self-tape things, and when I do a self-tape, I take a lot of time with it to make sure that it's perfect, because I'm a perfectionist. So I filmed on Wednesday. We had a self-tape to do for that we're going to be reviewing in class and that kind of thing for the Triple Threat class, which is going to be on this Sunday. And then next week I have the dance class, and I have a combo to learn, which is kind of still in that like contemporary jazz competition style sphere. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on that next week. So it's been very creatively fulfilling to be kind of in like a class that requires that kind of work, instead of just showing up to a dance class, doing the combo one day and then you're good. Like, I'm trying to take a lot of time to focus on making sure all of it looks good, and it's like I'm presenting in class like I'm back in college. So that's kind of where my brain has been at with that, which has all been great. What else has been going on? I've been doing a lot of background work, lots of good sets to be on, lots of very, very long days, and a couple overnight shoots, which is a lot, but they've been really fun. There was two weeks in August where I did one weekend, the weekend before my birthday, I did an overnight shoot. And then the weekend after that, I was scheduled for 3 days of background work, knowing that one of them would be an overnight shoot going till like 5 or 6 a.m. But the other 2 days ended up going till 2 a.m. So technically had 3 days of overnights. It's always just a lot with having to like travel for COVID tests and having long days and things like that. But they've all been really fun. The one that was very, very fun that I'm going to talk about because it was all over social media was working on the Sex and the City reboot. And just like that, which is very fun, I ended up working 2 days on that one as a pedestrian, and it just happened to be a day where every single person who was a fan of the show found out where they were filming and found us, and were outside the set for the entirety of the 2 days I was on set, taking photos, lots of paparazzi. It was a very interesting experience because I'd never experienced that before, having paparazzi on set. But then my photo ended up in Entertainment Weekly. My back ended up in Entertainment Weekly because they were taking photos of one of the characters who's making a big return in the show. And I just happened to be walking right behind her. They're pretty close to her. I was scrolling through Facebook and saw an article and saw my photo, my back, as the cover photo for this article on Facebook, which is very cool. But it was a very fun experience getting to work on that because it is so iconically New York. What else have I been doing? TikTok. TikTok has been taking lots of my time, obviously, because I film stuff for that almost every single day. July and August were pretty big months on my TikTok, actually, because I posted a Pitch Perfect series that kind of went viral, which is really cool. And I got my first video to hit and pass 1 million views, which was very, very awesome. It was one part of Cheap Thrills from Pitch Perfect 3, which also hit 1 million views and passed 1 million views on my birthday, which is very cool. TikTok stuff has been kind of taking over my life recently. I've been doing a lot of really fun things over there, which has been really, really fun. Pitch Perfect was the big one that I did in July, that series, and then I moved on to High School Musical, the series, which is very fun also. And now I got some fun stuff planned, which is very fun. But if there's anything you do want to see on my TikTok, let me know in the comments down below, because I do have some stuff planned through like the beginning of October. Now it's just figuring out what I'm going to do after that. Definitely takes up a lot of my time, figuring out exactly what I want to do on my page, planning content, and then actually learning the choreography and filming. It definitely does take a fair amount of time, but I have been really enjoying doing it, and I am currently at just under 29,000 followers, which is insane. I still can't like process that number, and that many people are looking at my videos. Granted, views are also all over the place too, so like my Pitch Perfect videos were a nice little taste of what it's like to be getting lots and lots of views on my videos, and then I'm back down to like, sometimes my videos get views, sometimes they don't, kind of depends on the day, which is fine because it's always a nice surprise when my videos get a lot of views. My birthday was last month, August 15th. It was a Sunday, so I had the class that I've been doing, and then my parents came into the city to do a little birthday picnic with me and my sister and Sean. My mom like cooked everything, and it was really, really fun. It was nice to get to see my parents because it's the first time I'd really seen them pretty much at all since the pandemic happened. Which is weird that I haven't really seen my parents that much, just because they live so close to here, but just with like safety things, and my dad's still working all the time, and just being around lots of people, and me also being around a lot of people too with background work and things like that, just wanting to be as safe as possible. But once things started to calm down, we were like, no, let's try to do a lunch and do something, and we did that on my birthday, and it was very nice. Sean and Carbon are doing well. Sean is busy working as he usually is, and doing all his good stuff. Everything has been great with him. Also, Carbon is fantastic too. We just bought him a cat mansion, and he is really enjoying it. It is so tall. It's probably like 75 inches tall, and Carbon loves it. He's like jumping around on it and having a good time with it. So we're glad we invested in that little cat mansion for him, but everything has been good with us there. And Sean and I just went on a vacation to Utah. We just got back last week. We've been back for about a week from that trip, which was really fun because we haven't been to Utah since before the pandemic. Sean was there like right before the pandemic happened. I made a video talking about that when I was like doing a closet clean out right when the pandemic started. But the last time I was in Utah was Christmas 2019. So we went there for a family reunion with his family to celebrate his grandma's 80th birthday. And then Sean always turns his trips to Utah into work trips also. So the second half of the trip he was working, and I got to see a bunch of my friends. One of my old teachers, Denny Berry, I had wine with her. I saw some of my friends, did some photos with my friends Rachel and Amber, and just kind of hung out. I also had to film a self-tape while I was on vacation, which is kind of ridiculous. It was really nice to get away from New York for a little bit and just relax and really have nothing to do. What else has been going on? I was gonna say something, I just totally forgot what it was. Background work, resume work, Sean, trip, classes, self-tapes. That was the other thing I remember because I said it, I did it on vacation. I've been filming a good amount of self-tapes recently. Things kind of have slowed down self-tape wise. Kind of been looking at in-person auditions because that's starting to come back, but I have had some random self-tapes to film. Like I've said before, they take up a lot of my time because I'm a perfectionist, because I want to make sure it all looks good, and it's something that I feel very proud of to be submitting to these casting directors and people like that. In-person auditions are starting to come back, which is weird. It's weird. With live auditions starting to come back, I've been doing a lot of prepping for like starting to get my career back on track, because before the pandemic I was definitely in a really good place with auditions and things like that. I had made it to final callbacks for 2 pretty big regional theaters as well as a national tour right before the pandemic happened, and I was feeling really good about how things were going. And then the pandemic happened and everything kind of like crashed to a halt. So now it's all kind of about getting all of that trajectory back up and going again, like getting myself back in shape and getting back on the track of all that kind of thing. So a lot of what I've been doing recently has been focusing on trying to get an agent or a manager, somebody to help me out in that kind of way. So I've been doing a lot of research and work to try and get all of that information together. I've put together a huge list of agents I'm going to send my materials over to, as well as updating all of my reels and things like that, updating my website too. Just wanting to get all of my materials in order so I can send them over to agents and be like, hey, would love to talk to you about representation, that kind of thing, and trying to get that ball rolling, because I have been reaching out to agents since I moved to New York, and I've just been kind of wanting to get that moving from me, because I know what I can do in an audition room, and I can do well in an audition room as well as on a self-tape, but I feel like I need somebody else to help me push through a little bit more and get to that extra mile that I can't reach, and also kind of fight for me in a way that I can't. I feel like sometimes I kind of get lost in the shuffle because I don't have an agent, because sometimes maybe casting directors will be like, oh, well, she doesn't have an agent, so we're not gonna reach out to her. You just never know, honestly, with what everybody thinks in that kind of way. But I feel like having an agent is gonna help me a bit with getting to new levels that I want to reach in my career, as well as getting me into rooms that I can't get into, because I really want to be doing more TV and film kind of things that aren't just background work. I would love to have like lines or feature stuff on TV and film, and that's a little bit hard to do on my own without somebody fighting for me. I can send in all the self-tapes I want for it, but at a certain point it's like, all right, are they going to cast me who doesn't have an agent, isn't part of the union, is working really hard and has good materials and presents good things, or are they going to cast somebody who has an agent who can fight for them and get them the budget they want or the paycheck they want and that kind of thing? And yeah, so I feel like that's just kind of the next step in my career, is having somebody else there to kind of help me out and help fight for me in ways that I can't fight for myself, in the audition sense of, yeah, getting me into places I want to get into audition wise, to specific rooms that I can't get into for specific roles that I want to do. The pandemic kind of stopped all of that in a really bad way. I was really feeling good about things with my career and feeling good about where things were going. And yes, for the summer of 2020, I had not booked anything, which is fine. I just was very happy that I was getting to final callbacks kind of all on my own and fighting for myself, and making it a lot further in auditions than I had before. So I was feeling really good being like, oh, casting directors are noticing me and they're like starting to see more of what I can bring to the table, and directors and choreographers and like that, they're seeing a lot more for me, and it was a really good thing for me. And now I'm just kind of like, all right, let's kind of get that back on track and try to get somebody else to help be in my corner a little bit and get me to that next level that I want to get to. So I think that is all that I had to update you on and update what's going on with my life while I got ready this morning. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all have been doing well. I'm going to be definitely coming back to be making videos. It's just been, life has been a little bit crazy busy, as you can tell. And I honestly also ran out of time in my life to edit videos. So when I was filming the day in my life type videos throughout an entire week or week in my life videos, they take a lot of time to edit, more than I always think they do. So with me having to do a lot of other work and being like, oh God, I want to edit this video and get it up in time, I ended up like not having enough time in the week to edit. So that's been another part of why I wasn't really filming anything, because I was like, oh, I don't have time this week to edit it. Whereas like I do have the time to film because I can film while I'm doing stuff, but I just didn't really have time to edit it. So and I want to edit it well and not make it feel like rushed or anything like that. So that's why I kind of was like, I'm gonna take a step back and wait till like my life kind of calms down a little bit, where I'm like, oh, I actually have the time to film a video this week and edit it and make sure it looks all nice and everything like that. So yeah, I've been posting a ton on my Instagram and TikTok, like I've said. So if you want to go check those out, follow them at tss6295. Hope you have a great day and a great week. DFTBA, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.